goes by the name of St. Jaimz, and he's here to talk with us now. Welcome, St. Jaimz.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, you are my
Hello?
friend. Thank you for joining us here today. What a great sound.
Thank you.
What a great sound you got there. That is, and I love the title.
Thank you.
It's just clever enough to be clever without being hokey. I like that. And you've definitely got a good sound there. I know we're going to enjoy the next track we're going to play after we talk to you.
Right.
But first, tell us a little bit about St. Jaimz for people that don't know you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, former U.S. Army veteran. I call myself like OG now. I'm actually 51 years, about to be 52 years old, but I look like I'm in my 30s. Obviously, I don't sound my age. I'm just proud of that as far as my demographic of R&B. I want to really, I want to continue to make good music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud to be an older gentleman still doing R&B music that's quality for the people that appreciate that style and that feel that are in my age. I'm not trying to be loved by the world, just the people that love what I do.
Well, you do it well, and you deserve it, and thank you for your service. It's a pleasure, and you do a good job. You are doing a good sound, and I'm getting a signal about a chirp, which I don't hear. So if you're hearing a chirp, oh, there I did hear it that time. Okay. I have no idea.
It might be
yes.
Higher them frequencies, buddy. Probably my smoke detector. I need to change the battery. Okay.
Hey,
I've
been told we have a hot show here, but I've never set off a smoke detector. That's one for the books. We'll have to make a record of that one. John Bon Jovial, jump in here. I know you've got questions.
Well, yeah. That wow, what a great song. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to that, and the thing that I like about it, and again, as you may have heard me earlier talking about the fact that we are old school radio jocks, and we know a good song when we hear it. And that's really good.
Right.
And I think you're going to get some mileage out of that. I like that music because I think that's good 3 o'clock in the morning, let's get down, honey, music. You understand? I don't have to explain that to you, do I?
yeah, of course. No, I'm grown.
But that's I love your production values on it. You really did a nice job, and your maturity of songwriting and production shines through. So you may look like you're in your 30s, but the fact that this song is what it is reflects the many years that you've been doing it. So, kudos. Nice job.
Right.
Yeah, nice combination. I would have to say, looks cool, but is old enough to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks cool, but is experienced. There you go.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what they say. So,
you mentioned that you wear many hats, a producer and several things. Tell us a little bit about what you do. In addition, obviously, you write songs and you sing a great tune. You put together a great sound. Tell us a little bit about some of the other stuff that you do.
I'm also a CEO of my own independent label and radio station. I got an online station I started a while back called, if I can say, Ear Hunger Radio, and it's basically an independent for indie artists that make quality indie music. The problem with a lot of indie artists, unfortunately, is that their sound isn't competitive with the sonically. I mean, not so much as the song selection and what they're singing about and all that, but if their quality of their mixes and their production isn't equal to those that they're competing against, they really going to get stay under the radar. So you got to really elevate your mixes and and sound selection and production. So, I'm wearing a lot of hats, man. I'm also associated with a branding organization, and I'm going to start doing Household Name Entertainment is the name of my company. Showcase like Barry Gordy used to do with the Motown Review, and just kind of highlight the songs that I do within my label or the artists that are making records with me. Not so much as like old school record label artists, but just free independent artists having a platform and a venue in which to expose, show their talents off and build the content for quality production, post-produced videos and footage of them live and in action, so they can actually compete. It's tough out here.
Gotcha. And to answer your question, your first question from up front there, yes, by all means you can mention it. One of our unwritten, unspoken rules here is self-promotion is highly encouraged. So feel free. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you did, because I personally would like to know, maybe we can get together off the show and get into, I'd like to know a little bit more about your station, and maybe we can hook up and do some cross-promotion in that area. So I hope you, hope you stay in touch with us there. I think, I think we could help each other in that area. And let's face it, the bottom line is spreading the music and promoting the artists who make it. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I appreciate your train of thought and what you're trying to do there. It's a good thing, and I agree with it 100%. I said I hope that maybe we can help each other out in that aspect. Now, you've done
yes, sir.
You've done a lot of work. You said you've done some writing, some promoting. You've done some. Are you doing any touring, any shows right now?
Currently, I'm in the process of rebranding a lot of the music that I put a project out last year that I had to take everything off the internet and start over because, a lot of branding organizations and sponsors won't touch a song too much that's been out there. See, once you put your stuff on the internet, people think it's just, I go to CD Baby and these other websites and put my music up there and iTunes and all that.
Right.
And then once you do that and you don't have a marketing plan to promote it, it could basically become a dated entity no matter how great the song is. Once the internet gets a hold of it and they feel like it's old or it's a year old or 2 years old, they'll start actually denying you opportunities for the recording no matter how good it is. So you kind of have to watch how you do that in terms of how you promote the music. So I'm finding it difficult to release my music just independently to the point where I feel, hold on, I lost my thought. It's like you got to watch how you promote if you don't have a marketing plan or a plan to promote the project or the single or whatever. Because everybody, once it's on the internet, it's just a date. It's kind of a difficult thing. I had to learn the hard way. So I'm actually trying to get everything in order to start making money off of my music the right way. A lot of times you get tricked into going on these other sites, and they really ain't going to do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I gotcha. And obviously your experience is something that translates to something that you can pass on to the artists whom you work with and help them create their own sound and their own careers too. Now, I know that before we talk about this next track we're going to play, which has an interesting story all its own, I wanted to ask you one last question about the track we opened with. Now, that was a collaborative effort, right?
That's called Gentle. Frederick originally recorded that. The artist Frederick recorded that back in the day, and I love taking a classic record and giving it a fresh approach. And so I remade that, and the guy that originally wrote it gave me half rights to my version of it, which is unheard of. I didn't have to do the cover tune thing.
Yeah, you had mentioned that, and yes, you're right. That is almost unheard of in this business. It just shows. It shows that there are good people in the business. You just don't hear as much about them. I guess the scandals sell more news commercials than the good news does, so you don't hear as much about
right,
them.
Exactly.
I know that's one of the things I have loved about doing this show. We've had some wonderful people, some great people on here. The type of people that are not only that don't just come across as good, but they're the type of people that I want to stay in touch with, that we hope come back on the show again and again and share with us, and that we enjoy helping promote their careers. And we try to do that. I've got a page on Facebook. You can find the David Bowers Awards, where we invite all of our guests and others in the music business to post their own new releases, their shows, tour dates, whatever they've got to do with their music that they want to pass on to listeners.
Nice.
That you're welcome to post it there, and we will take it from there and make sure it gets around to our other social media sites and other people that we work with. So you're welcome to post up there.
Nice.
We're always glad to have you do that. John Bon Jovial, before we talk about this next track, did you want to jump in with something here? Good time for you.
Well, just again to I want to go back and touch on the maturity of the music. It is, you hear a lot of there's a lot of very talented musicians out there, and we feature a lot of them here, and we have heard kids that, I mean, we've had bands. There's a band out of England called Wild Horse that we've had on a few times, and these are teenagers, and they're damn talented teenagers. They really are. But and we have heard over the last 2 or 3 years that we've been talking to them, we've heard a maturation of their music. But we also hear a lot of people that are older, that are just getting into it, that really, they think they know what they want, but they don't have a clue, even though they've got incredible talent. And again, I see the work that you have put in over the years, and it shows. It's not a guess. It's not a shot in the dark. It's not, oh gosh, I wonder if I'm doing it right. I think you've probably, if I'm not mistaken, you probably went through that phase in your life, not even realizing it at the time.
Absolutely. As a young artist, independent artist, you try to learn the way how the record industry goes, and then when you think you got to figure it out, they change it. They change the game every time. They do it every time.
Every time.
Back when MySpace was popular. Every time you figure out you got to get a file number, followers, you got to get your video, you got to do this, you get all that together, and then they say, you got to do this now. They move all the lines. So the thing you got to stay true to is build your independent fan base of people that like what you do, that fit in the category in the lane in which you're in, and you stay driving in that lane. And you may not be. The superstar artist is gone. The days of the superstar artists are far and in between. There will be no more Whitney Houstons and Michael Jacksons. I'm here to tell you. You can get huge, but you ain't going to get that huge again, because the industry only cares about licensing music at this point. It's all about licensing and all that stuff. So I'm trying to focus on, and then the live venues are where we make our money. Artists got to get back to singing for real now.
Yeah, you got to get back to doing it for real. And that's pretty much been our philosophy here too. We aim to our core audience, the people that like what we're doing. We can't be everything to everybody. We just do what we do and hope that enough people like it to make it worthwhile. We've got about about 30 seconds left here. So if you would please tell us a little bit about the other tune that we're playing for you, which is we get the right title.
Absent
We're going to be
Without
playing "Absent Without Love" next, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, and that was my mistake. We got the wrong song queued up first there, but hey, we'll get the right ones in. And the important thing is we're getting them out there where people can hear them. So tell us now, if you would please, about this next great song, "Absent Without Love," or AWOL.
Absent Without Love, being ex-military, I could relate to being in a relationship with someone, even though I'm dead. Presently, I wish I wasn't there, and they wish they weren't with me. And we go through that in relationships. So this song is dedicated to military/personal relationships. Absent Without Love, AWOL.
Great, and we thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. We do hope you'll keep in touch with us, and we look forward to having you come back in the future and share some more of your good new music with us.
Yes, sir, will do. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it, guys. Have a great, great week.
Fantastic, and we thank you, sir, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is "Absent Without Love" by St. James.
You know what? I'm actually tired of this love cycle. Yeah. First we argue, then we cool. It's crazy. To be real with you, baby, I just don't want to do it no more.